Today I'm going to show you the top auto insurance carriers in the state of North Carolina so you can stop wasting time and start honing in on the insurance company that's going to give you the best value, protection, and service. Let's get after it. Hey folks, Jack Wingate here, and on this channel we help individuals, families, and businesses save money on your insurance, help you understand insurance a little bit better, and let you know what's going on in the insurance industry. And every year we like to go in and do a ranking of insurance carriers for particular lines of business. We've already done homeowners insurance in North Carolina, and today we're going to look at the top auto insurance carriers in the state of North Carolina. But we do things a little differently here. So we don't give you a top 10 because we know that not every insurance provider works for every situation. So what we do is we tell you the top carriers for a few different situations that you might fall into. Let's get this one out of the way first because I don't believe that a large segment of the population or the viewers on this channel really even fall into. And that's the person, the guy, the girl that just needs insurance to show that they have insurance. This person doesn't really care about making sure that their coverage is good, that their carrier is good at claims, any of that. They literally just want that piece of paper that shows that they have insurance so they can give it to someone like the court system or the lien holder for their vehicle because they let their insurance lapse. And if I had to rank the top one for this particular category, I would say go with the gecko, the lizard, and that's GEICO. GEICO does a great job of allowing you to go online, purchase insurance, purchase really low limits, get it done, get the transaction over with in a quick amount of time. Second, and this is a tough one, the person who has a DUI, driving under the influence, has a tough time getting affordable auto insurance. However, like they have done for the last decade at least, there's one carrier that really likes the person who has one DUI, and that carrier is National General. Over the last decade or so, we have found that if someone gets, all things being equal, no other tickets or accidents, has that mistake, that night of not really thinking good, and they get a DUI, they have that one DUI, then National General actually will provide rates that are lower than really your preferred carriers. You see, in talking with some of the company officials, they determined that the person who just got that one DUI and that's it, for the next 3 or so years, they drive more careful than anyone. So in turn, National General rewards them and gives you a great rate. And the worst thing about this situation is that once that 3-year period is up where they had the insurance points for the DUI, their rate actually goes up. And that's just a tough conversation to have with someone because you think my points are gone, my rate should go down. But no, the statistics that they show say during that first 3-year period of having that DUI, those people are extra careful, and so they give you a better rate. All right, so this is a new category. And this category is the best auto insurance carrier that offers telematics. So telematics is relatively new in the state of North Carolina, and basically it means that you either take something, plug it into your car, or download it on your smartphone, and it gives real-time usage statistics back to the auto insurance carrier. That way they can know your rate of acceleration when you drive, how far you drive, how fast you drive, your rate of braking. All of these things should go into an actual real-time rate. Now, as the years move, I personally believe that telematics-based rating systems will become the standard versus the exception. But for now, there's only a few players in the market. And if I were to pick the best one, I'm going to have to go with the behemoth in North Carolina, and that's Nationwide Insurance. They've rolled out their platform. Everyone knows the Nationwide name, the backing, the claims paying history. So if I were to pick one as the best auto insurance carrier with a telematics program, I'm going to go with nationwide on this. All right, so here's a category that a large segment of the population is going to fall into. And this was a surprise for me when I started looking at the auto insurance carriers that we deal with and see on a daily basis. And this segment of the population is either you can be married or not, but you have good to average credit, you have a decent driving record, maybe you've got a blemish here or there, nothing too bad, but it's not super duper clean. It's not the cream of the crop risk that most carriers want. Well, in this situation, what we have found is that the number one auto insurance carrier in the state of North Carolina for this risk, this normal risk, it's actually surprising in that it's state auto insurance. I was very surprised. The caveat with state auto is that they only do electronic billing, electronic policy delivery. Everything they do is online. There's no paper. But what we have found is that their pricing is really, really good for those risks that are just, a little blemish. So the number one auto insurance carrier for that risk that's a little blemished is state auto insurance. All right, so we're down to the final two categories. The next one will be the one that we're all waiting for, which is the overall number one auto insurance carrier in North Carolina. But before we get to that, we're going to look at one carrier that's been in the state of North Carolina for a really long time. They only do business in the state of North Carolina. And where they really shine is on the average household that maybe has a little less than desirable credit. So it's not horrible credit, but it's decent credit. Maybe they have a blemish here or there. The only difference between this carrier and this group and the state auto group that we just talked about is that credit scoring. This credit scoring for this carrier is a little bit lower. So if you've got a lower credit score and decent driving record, the best carrier in North Carolina for this situation is North Carolina Farm Bureau. North Carolina Farm Bureau is a captive or exclusive agency, so they only have their own product to sell. They have offices in every county in North Carolina, and in full disclosure, I started my career at North Carolina Farm Bureau, and I think they do a wonderful job with claims. But like I said, they really shine when you don't have that great credit. You see, if you qualify for them, then you get their best rate. There's no tiering of rates. So North Carolina Farm Bureau does a great job in this instance. All right, so we finally come to the end. And this is the moment you've all been waiting for. So if you're watching this video, you've made it all the way to the end. More than likely, you don't fit any of the classes that we've already talked about. So you're the shiny object that every insurance carrier would love to have. You have really good credit, you own a home, you have a great driving record. Basically, you're the cream of the crop. So you're more concerned with making sure the carrier is great at paying claims, they have stable pricing, they have great product offerings, meaning they have extra goodies you can add on to the policy. And in this case, the best overall auto insurance carrier in North Carolina is Erie Insurance. Again, full disclosure, Erie Insurance is one of the insurance carriers that my agency uses. I really like how they handle claims. I really like how they focus on the long-term relationship they have with their clients. They do just a great job in general of making sure you're protected. They do have the auto enhancement endorsement that they came out with, which gives you diminishing deductible. It gives you an accidental death policy in case you or any of your passengers are killed in an auto accident. They actually have first accident forgiveness as a standard on their policy. They just have all these little goodies that add up to a lot at the end of the day. So In North Carolina, the number one auto insurance carrier is Erie Insurance. Well, we've talked about all of the number one auto insurance carriers for a number of different segments of the population. So now hopefully you can make an informed decision about which carrier would suit your needs best. And until next time, we'll see you.